Wait a second. What's going on here? God, I hate playing with new devices. Rotate device back. Where's my... What the hell? Um, I don't even know what's going on here. This is what happens when you play with new devices. Oh, man. Nope, it says we're right. So, nope, it doesn't either. It says we're not right. What is the issue? At least 1 minute of video is needed to... What the hell? All right, well, we're attempting to do this with... I don't even know what's happening here. Where is... Why ain't I... Give me a second, guys. Remember, I'm doing this without a computer. I'm working on multiple phones here. I had this thing set up to do the normal frame, and it's not doing anything. I can't even read the comments right now because I can't find me on YouTube. You, your videos, live. I'm not live. It's not showing me live. Why ain't I live? Video. No, that's not me. Where am I at? View channel. Live. Am I here? Am I there? Okay, it's showing me right, I guess. Okay, now I can go back down here to the beginning of these questions. Yeah, Sarah, you can laugh about it. Ha 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 ha. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Sarah. Oh, what the hell? Okay, we'll see if we can. Hey, what do you know? At least that part works, I guess. Let's try turning me this way. Um, I'm not, let's try turning the bloody damn thing that way. Looks like I'm going to have to watch me sideways. Oh, now you understand the title behind this live stream. This week has almost... Good morning, Laura. Boa. No, it's actually burgundy. Um, I wanted to do something other than black. I mean, come on. I grabbed the only other decent, you know, that's not work related anyway. Oh, but now you understand the title. It's not been work that set me up this week. I made that post right after the stream last week, I think on Tuesday, that the computer finally kicked the bucket. The next day, the phone that I've used for 5 years to do all the videos, to broadcast all of our lives, to do everything, the screen finally went out on it. Now, a couple of years ago, the wife had given me her old phone because, mine was already an outdated model when we bought it. And I've had it in storage, not turned on or anything. And come to find out, it's actually I like the burgundy. How's the new job? Hey Kiki, hi Tiffany. Glad you could join us. Got a lot of new names in here today. Sadly enough, once again, I'm working with comments, so I have to keep looking down at my phone to try to read the comments. But yeah, it's been a hectic week trying to figure out how to do all this. Luckily, I made that post about the computer, and just a couple of days later, a hold of me. He had his old laptop that he used back when his phone took a big healthy dookie on him, and he wiped it clean and stuck it in a box and sent it to me. So I'm expecting it. If they don't deliver today, um, then I'll probably get it tomorrow. It's been in the um, UPS, I guess, for like 2 or 3 days now. So, oh, I started off the channel through, 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, with a desktop. And when it died because of overuse, I moved on to a laptop. And I've gone through 2 laptops, doing all the research, doing the videos, running the channel. Both of them used. I mean, I've never had anything new. I keep hoping and praying that, one day that wealthy benefactor shows up and says, hey, here's a brand new, laptop that does this, and this. And we'll just have to see. Good morning, Dakota. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, it has been a long time, man. I'm usually at work or asleep when you go live or something. I haven't talked to Chris in God knows how long. So, oh, good morning, Sands. Good to see you. You uploaded a video yesterday, finally. I'll have to check it out because nothing popped up this morning. I actually finished a video yesterday morning, about a half hour before I had to leave for work, and got it uploaded this morning, and then started working on a second one and got the body of that video edited when it was time to get ready for this. So, and I have got, pardon the phrase, boys and girls, but I have a shit ton of stuff to do today. Happy Labor Day to everybody who's gone into labor, I guess. I don't understand Labor Day, but hey, it's a holiday and you don't got to go to work. Not that I have to work on Mondays anyway, so no skin off my back. But the wife, on the other hand, her SD card went out on her phone yesterday. And she tried to call Xfinity, since that's who she got her phone through. And it's not been a good week for electronics in this household. She got a hold of them, and they, do you like the new job better than the old job? I love the new job. Yes, much less stressful. It's tiring because of the hours, and they're going to get even worse. Where I was getting up at 3 to leave the house, to come in here, do my work, drink my coffee, and leave the house at 5:30. Starting Wednesday morning, I have to start getting up at 1 to leave the house by 3:30 to be at work at 4. So, and that's going to be my normal 6 days a week thing from now on. We're going to start opening for lunch because dinner has been such a roaring success in that place. Um, Labor Day is a celebration of unions. Well, I mean, there's got to be a union if there's a labor in there somewhere. I mean, Christianly speaking, even though there's a lot of labor out there without a union being involved. Um, Man, I am missing people. Here, hold on a second. Mr. Fudd, hope you're doing well. Been a long time since I seen you, Tony, Mr. Fudd. What kind of videos make sounds? Stinks having to do tons of work all the time. But yeah, her SD card went out. And she called Xfinity last night and said, "Hey, I need a new card." They said, "Well, we can send you one for free. You'll get it in 3 or 4 days. Or you could go to an Xfinity store and buy one." She said, "Well, where's my nearest one?" They said, "Elkhart, Indiana." She said, "Fantastic. I really appreciate that." And the lady said, "Yeah, you got about a half hour or so until it closes. If you hurry up, you can go get one." What the lady didn't take into consideration was the fact that she's in a different time zone. So the wife gets off the phone, she starts, rushing around to leave, and then realizes that the store actually closed a half hour ago. So after work today, she has to leave work, rush over, get her new SD card, and I have to do all of the running and set up and prep and start the cooking for our Labor Day cookout. What's the use of having a day off if you have to have if you don't get a day off? I mean, seriously. Um, Organizations, unions, grouping of citizens to make changes. Yes, and needless to say, it's been a busy week, and I finally got today off, and I'm still doing the chicken with my head cut off thing, except for taking this little bit of time for myself and for y'all. Um, we have family and a few friends coming over. Um, Maybe we might have 7 or 8, maybe 10 people show up today. As soon as I get done here, I've got to go throw hamburger in the sink to thaw out. I'm going to cook burgers on the grill. Um, Probably pick up some hot dogs when I run to the store. A friend of mine brought over his bacon potato salad last night. Um, and I'm going to cook, or I'm going to make cucumber tomato salad, which is always a hit at our cookouts and stuff. So, and I might make some macaroni salad. Who the hell knows what I'm going to do? I'm spontaneous. Oh, more people coming in. Native Atheist, good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Really never looked that far into it. Been on my couch all weekend. I've been sick. I'm sorry to hear that. It sucks to be sick when the weather's still nice. Try edible yesterday. It's not that many friends. They're not my friends. They're my wife's friends. Well, I hope you have fun with them. It'll be fun. Next time I'll come over. Sounds delicious. Well, I enjoy cooking on the grill. That's something else I gotta get. I gotta get charcoal. And if we run out of charcoal, well, believe me, if you've seen the backyard where stepson's been rebuilding the deck, we have enough scrap wood out there. I'll do wood fire. Good morning, Jay. Listening as you work in the yard. Was lazy yesterday. I didn't get a chance to be lazy yesterday. You guys know he's been redoing the back deck using Grandpa's original, joists and the uprights that are cemented in the ground, but laying all new wood, picture frame, building a custom deck, new steps and everything. I'll get some pictures from today's little shindig, and I might throw in a couple pictures of the deck. He's not got the side rails on it yet, but we pulled the concrete steps away, and there's scrap wood laying everywhere. And I, I've been busy. I was busy yesterday straightening up the whole backyard, moving the concrete steps. You ever tried moving concrete steps by yourself? Those things are about 375 pounds. And here I was moving these things across the gravel, laying them down. I didn't realize that my legs and everything could still do 300 pounds, but they did. Paid for it last night, but I mean, they moved it and I laid the weight against my legs to lay it down on the boards. And we're supposed to get a small bobcat over here. He's going to bring his boss's dad's bobcat over, and we're going to actually pick the steps up and move them to the front of the house. That way we got a larger steps out there, but I don't know. Let me see here. Probably leftover effect. Yeah, nice, cool this morning. Oh, it is. It's real nice and cool this morning. It's 51 degrees. When I got up this morning, I actually went out back and sat on the deck for a little bit while my coffee warmed up and everything in here. But we're only supposed to get up into the 70s today, which is going to be a very nice bounce back from the 80s and 90s that we've had for the last week. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Thank you, Jen. I love having coffee outside on a cool morning. Oh, I know. It's absolutely amazing. Bobcat, one piece of equipment that I cannot run worth a damn. I, a Bobcat operation isn't that much different from a fork truck. And I know that you've done fork trucks. I mean, you still have the lift and the tilt and everything on the bucket, and we're gonna hook large tow straps around these steps and just pick them up and roll them right out through the yard. And hopefully he's not psychotic with it and ripping my yard up when he does it. We're gonna move the lawn timbers and set it down right next to the steps that are out there. So we'll have a plenty big area in the front for all those Amazon packages that get delivered here by mistake. We sure as hell can't afford them. Our weather stinks because we have to deal with 100, 105 almost every day. Where are you at, Sands? Thanks for addressing me. I'm in boring Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma. And I spent almost a year in Wichita Falls, Texas. And if you're familiar with that area where Texas and Oklahoma meet up, it's a half a mile walk to the Red River and then right over into Oklahoma. And I, I loved Oklahoma. I didn't think it was boring at all. I found it very exciting, very interesting. I just wish I had my channel 24 years ago when I lived down there because there was a lot to film in that 30 or 40 mile radius from the Red River north. Here it gets cold in the winter, but really hot in the summer. Yeah, I'm just hoping come November when we're finally going to get to East Central Tennessee to visit mom and pop. Um, I'm just hoping that it's still nice weather. I mean, it's going to be cold enough the girls are not going to be able to get into the falls and stand under the first falls they're ever going to see. But it'll still be nice enough that the airs. There's going to be some coats involved. I can tell you that right now. And I think Tennessee's as bad as Michigan. One year it can be 65 degrees in November, and one year, the next year, they can have 4 inches of snow on the ground. So you never know. You never know. I just hope it's a decent one because it'll be the wife's first time driving in the mountains. So yeah, whatever it's doing down here, you could imagine it's doing it 6 times worse up here. So we'll see. Um, oh yeah, I have horrible storms. Spent 3/4 of the year in Mobile. Power grid went out because one storm. Uh, we actually had a power flash yesterday. Took out the whole town for like 5 seconds, and nobody can figure out why. I was at work, um, and our head chef was up in the dining room taking care of scheduling and stuff like that. I was in the back processing all the dough for the day, and just all of a sudden everything went pitch black and turned right back on. All the machines started kicking on and beeping and buzzing and everything. He come walking back, he's like, "What in the hell happened?" And I got home and found out power kicked off here too. Power kicked off clear. I mean, this whole area, even out at the casino where the wife was at, power kicked off and came right back on in 5 seconds, and no one can figure out why. Never heard any more about the fires in the Cade Cove area. Well, it probably wasn't a solar issue. The sun is pretty still at the moment. True. That was my first thought, is maybe it was a solar flare or something that interfered with our grid, but they say that it's very inactive right now. So who knows? Who knows? You have a scary story? Um, do tell. Do tell. It's nice when somebody else tells a story and I don't have to. So Yes, I'm under solar weather. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. It's nice to know what's going on around us. Oh man, I can't wait for vacation. I can't wait for vacation. Getting up so early, dealing with the rain, whatever, walking to work, um, going into work soaked or, chilly. We've had a couple of mornings already that were in the 40s. And I go in there wet or whatever, and automatically for, 3, 4, well, 6, 7 hours. I'm sitting there and I'm using my hands and stuff, and man, my arthritis sucks getting old, folks. Don't get old. Stay young. So there was a time when a tornado flew right over our house in like 2020. Scary. I've been in that situation, Sands. I've been in that situation before I moved to Texas. I used to live a mile east um, from my high school, and we had a tornado form to the west of my high school, and it jumped the high school, but it ripped the air conditioning unit off and landed back in the road across the highway and come right across the field towards our trailer park. And I mean, you guys all know mobile homes make tornadoes horny. And it came straight for the trailer park. Luckily, the trailer park was in a gully, so the tornado leveled it. It went across the field and went right over the top of the trailer park. But I was standing on my porch taking pictures of the tornado up above me as it went over the trailer park and landed in the field across the street and went a mile down through the field and destroyed 2 farms. So, yeah, I've been like right there. Um, Goddamn, he ain't worked there a month in vacation. Oh, what? It's not the idea of working there for a month. It's the idea that her and I have been together um, in June. This coming June, it'll be 9 years, and we've never taken a vacation. I've not taken a vacation since I was 12 years old. And well, that was 43 years ago. So I'm just looking forward to taking a vacation with my family and taking them someplace they've never been to see things they've never seen. My wife and daughter have never seen a mountain. They've never seen uh, a sunrise over the Smokies or anything like that. They've never seen the Smokies. They've never seen, a real ranch. And the property that meets up to my mom and dad's is a cattle ranch. So they've got like 40 head of meat cattle out there. And there's a couple of bulls that they bring in every year that think they're 3,000 pound puppy dogs. I mean, you go out in the pasture, they will literally pin you up against the fence to rub on you. They don't realize that their shoulders are as tall as you are and they weigh as much as a car. They think they're a Pomeranian or something like that. So, yeah. Um, Sorry, guys. I'm sitting here fishing through the. I'm going to take my kids overnight cabin in 2 weeks. Looking forward to it. I'm excited. Didn't get to take them anywhere. Went back up sky right before it hit us. Thank God. Didn't have a tornado go through my house. Yeah, seriously. It's called Little Beaver. There's a cabin there. Thank God he didn't get hurt. I'm thankful too. Hey, fishing. Good to see you, bud. Long time no see. He's in the Army. That was a vacation. Wish I was seeing the Smokies right now. I'll take lots of pictures and send them to you. I'm actually thinking of becoming a storm chaser when I'm older so I can have that as my job and also get good videos for YouTube. Mark that goes out and does our paranormal stuff with me, um, he has suggested storm chasing before. Sadly enough, most of the cars he drives I could pick up. I can't imagine what a little tornado could do. So kind of behavior in draft horses, percherons mostly. I'm glad that Mr. Fish is here. It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Every time I hear a knock at the door, I just kind of hope and pray I open it and there's your big burly ass standing outside my door. Hey, dude. Storm chasing is a lot of boredom followed by a moment of terror. That's yeah. I mean, don't forget, you've got a lot of boredom, a moment of terror, a dash of excitement, and then right back to terror again. So, I mean, I've always wanted to be a ghost hunter whenever I'm where I've been. Crescent Hotel, you may be familiar with it. I have heard of the Crescent Hotel. Um, I've got one friend that has talked about actually traveling a little bit um, around the Midwest, I guess, to start, um, possibly looking into other locations. But right now, we pretty much stick to the lower part of Michigan, northern part of Indiana, um, because we can't afford to do anything else. So, who knows? Maybe one day we'll get signed up by one of those really cool TV um, groups, and I get to tell them that we're not faking shit like a lot of those TV groups do. So then we'll be back to doing local. Working makes time fly. Oh, how it does. How it does. Let me wrong. Learning weather's cool. Went there, spent the night. My God, that'd be kind of cool. Now, see, up in Kalamazoo, Michigan, we got Henderson Castle. Um, that was built the last part of the 19th century. It's a Victorian haunted bed and breakfast, and a very, very active place. Very cool place. Haunted hotel with amigos because the guy killed people with fake cancer treatment. Once you have good grasp on the weather patterns, boring stuff starts. We've been to Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, eastern parts of Ohio for ghost hunting. Yep, and I've not heard from Mark, so chances are we're probably not going to go on a hunt tonight, which is good because, I plan on having this cookout thing, getting people kicked out as quick as possible, and getting my fuzzy butt in bed and get ready for this 2 hour earlier work week that I've got to get used to now. So, but the nice thing about it is I go in 2 hours earlier, I get off 2 hours earlier, and most places are have just opened for business by the time I get off work, so I don't ever got to worry about missing anything. Contrary to what YouTube storm chasers put out, tornadoes are pretty scarce. They really are. Um, Now, granted, National Weather Service did say beginning of 2024 that it was going to be a year for increased number of tornadoes and harsh storms. And so far, they've been somewhat right. I mean, there has been several tornadoes this year. Even if they're short-lived, smaller tornadoes, there has been an increased number this year. What time will you get off work? This year they weren't. That's a coin flip. If I go in at 4 o'clock, I will be getting off somewhere around 10 or 11. Where going in at 6, um, you figure I go in at 6, we have to clean, um, get the dough balls that were put for appetizers and stuff. We get those scraped and put on metal pans, clean the boxes, and then I start processing the 120 dough balls that I made the previous day to let rise overnight. And when I get those done, then I have to make um, 6 new batches of dough for the next day's operation. So there's another 3 hours or so, 4 hours, depending upon who else is in the kitchen working. So we're hoping to eliminate that crowding in the kitchen because it's a professional built artisan kitchen. So it's very limited in room. I mean, we have a make table, we have a prep table, or I should say, we have the 2 stand mixers, a prep table, and then right behind me is a make table and another prep table, and then it's all racks. And also in that little tiny space, it's probably only 12 by 30. You've also got a full-size industrial oven. You've got a full-size pizza oven, a double-deck pizza oven, and all of the racks for everything. So, yeah, it's a compact little space to have more than maybe 2 people working in at once. Um, Tornado weather is strange here. We often see December tornadoes. Have you heard of this game called Plague Inc? No. No, I'm not. I don't do any gaming. I don't have time to do any gaming. Um, my 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 extent to gaming is when the wife and I are watching TV of an evening before I go to bed. I'm either playing um, slots on my phone, or I am playing Candy Crush, or her and I are playing Words with Friends. And that's about the extent of my gaming online. Hey, Nick. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. All right, Tony, you're good. I made a pot right before I went live, so I had, coffee to continue drinking like my heart needs any more caffeine. But I mean, right, I can only think of one other way that's better to kick off than being caffeinated. Where I used to work had a fire in the kitchen last weekend. Can't open till they get new flat top and oven. Wow. Talk about karma. The eyes of that species of extinct giants. Bones fill the mountains of America have gazed on Niagara as ours do now. Abraham Lincoln. And you know, it's kind of funny that you bring up the those extinct species of giants. I just found another archaeological video um, 2 or 3 days ago, uh, where they were talking about unearthing um, another burial. They believe it was Norse, but the person was, over 8.5 feet tall. Um, so God only knows, man. God only knows. Yeah, yeah, karma. Um, if you understood, if you knew Sans, what they had done to Jan, JJ, um, you'd understand why we say karma. That was a little bit of a screw over there, kind of like my old job. I come in when they're failing. I put I put them um, on the map with the pizzas, and then they bring in new owners that buy in, and they decrease the size of the pie, decrease the number of toppings, and increase the price, and they wonder why the business starts failing again, and then they turn around and they fire everybody who's not Indian because they have to pay us, and well, the other guys are indentured servants. They're paying off their, you know, what they owe for being brought here and being given housing and being given food and everything else. So, but they had to pay us. Not they were paying me a lot. I started off as a full time employee, and when the new owners came in, I was getting 9 to 12 hours a week. So, and it was usually closer to the 9 before the end of the week. Number two, dirtiest unsanitary country on the planet. Okay, the missus will have coffee in 4 minutes. Sorry, I keep looking down, guys. It's gonna be this way until that computer from Jared King arrives, and then I'll actually just be able to sit here. But you guys know, completely blind in that one and 80% in that one. So I've got to get down here close to be able to read what's on my phone. Um, quite honestly, this is what I'm dealing with right now. So, but when the new computer arrives, I'll get it hooked up back to my 35-inch monitor, 36-inch monitor up here, and be able to see things much clearer. Looking down is looking right here. Well, I'm thinking that the stepson was not happy with the arrangements that I made outside by moving all the wood so people weren't tripping over it and killing themselves today during the cookout. Because he pulled in and pulled right back out. So, yeah. Which reminds me, I have to message him when this live stream's over with and remind him that the cookout is today. Thank you, Sands. I really appreciate that. It I work so much now between my responsibilities here, my responsibilities to the channel, my responsibilities to the job that, my one day off, I want to communicate, I want to chat, I want to talk to people. And I see the same people 6 days a week. My boss, the owners, or I should say my head chef. He's not really my boss, he's my head chef. The owners, my wife, my daughter, and on occasion, my stepson, his fiance, and the baby. It's nice to sit down and talk to you guys. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate that. Take your time to talk with us too. We built good friendships in here because of the channel. Definitely, definitely we have. And one day, Sarah, I'll make it to Virginia too. And I might not be able to see you, but by God, one day I'll make it to Virginia and we'll have a little drinky poo together and kick back and talk about the dumbest situations or the silliest situations that have popped up in a video that made you laugh so hard you almost tinkled on yourself. Much like Jan reminds me of every time that my depression kicks in or something over money or, my job or whatever. But being out of the place that I was working in, I have noticed that depression has not been an issue. So almost a month now, I've had a very depressless existence. I mean, don't get me wrong, money's still tight. You guys see me throwing the PayPal link up in the chat. I mean, we're still like, yeah, perfect example. Because of how paydays fell this month, her and I have to live off of my little, $300 check for 2 weeks, buying food, gas in the car to get her back and forth to work, buying my cigars, buying her cigarettes, you know, because of how the paychecks fell and the house payment, furnace payment, car, all came out at once. So it ate her check up that came in, and we have to live off mine. So that's no extras for the things that I need here, which is why I'm broadcasting on one phone and reading everything off another. But we're still finding time to, you know, keep looking at the positive stuff. Stop dwelling on the negative. My oldest dog had a seizure last evening. Hit him hard, so I slept on the couch with him last. Aww. Thank you, Sands. I really appreciate that. 90% of the country is paycheck to paycheck or monthly check. Yeah, tell me about it. Depression is a huge factor when a person is in the workplace that is not favorable. Trust me, I've been through depression recently. Depression's a lot more widespread than people give it credit for. I mean, I never thought I would suffer from it. And, working in that place for a year and being brought in as the pizza chef that I am, and then being treated like stomp shit and getting my hours cut from 37 hours a week to 9 to 12 hours a week, not knowing what's going to happen to my family, being able to you know keep up on stuff. um, there's a lot of things we'd like to do, and I'll be completely honest, the wife took out a loan on her 401k for us to be able to take this vacation together, or we still got to pay it back. But she took out a loan for us to be able to take this vacation to go visit my mom and dad for the first time as a family. I want my wife to see the house that we'll be living in one day when my mom and dad finally pass on, um, and I get the house. So, I want her to experience that area and see what's there and see things that she's never seen. I want her to know what it's like to step out on the back deck on a dark night and there be no light and so many stars in the sky that if it stayed dark for an entire month, you wouldn't be able to count all those stars that you're going to see. So, do we both have left toxic environments? Yes, we did. I paid $14.97 for a dozen donuts at Dunkin'. Never again. There's actually no way to show me your cat on here. Um, if you want to if you want to send me a picture on like Facebook Messenger, I'm always easy to contact there. Drew Ellsworth McCrae, um, on Facebook Messenger. So very easy to. Of course, you'll be able to recognize me on Facebook because Deadpool's body, my face, Drew Pool written right across the bottom of it. So I'm easy to find. We're back. Oh my God, Drew, you guys should go to the Firefly event someday. I paid $7.50 for half dozen for my kids the other day. Um, Glad fall is here, harvest time. Yeah, I like fall. I like the changing of the leaves, and that's one thing that I really wish we were going to Tennessee earlier, but depending on the weather and the temperatures, there's still going to be an array of callers uh, come, that first week and a half of November. So, Drew Poole, the newest superhero, he saves us from our depression. No, you guys saved me from my depression. This was my when I was at that other job, and I would get to that point where I was more of a burden on my family than I was a help. And coming on here, making the videos, coming on here live was my saving grace. So yeah, it's you guys that saved me from depression. I don't get paid until 14th, a month and a half without a paycheck. That's all right, Jan. I know you're good for it. I enjoy um, I enjoy making the intros and outros for people's uh, channels or videos, whatever. You know, the fact that some people, you know, compensate me for the work um, is just an extra added bonus. But I do it because I enjoy doing it. So, you're a very nice person. You're a very nice person. I have never met anyone before like you. Thank you, Sands. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I love the intro too. Gas is low for some reason, 2.95. It was three. I think it was 3.25 when I walked to work yesterday morning. Because I have to walk past the gas station right down here by the lake, um, and just walk straight through town. Which I mean, it's a 10-minute walk. That's how big town is. I mean, you know. But I think it was 3.25. I haven't been out today to see what it is. So, you know, hopefully something. When I posted the new intro, I got a lot of positive responses. Cool. I actually edit with YouTube Edit. Made a series with YouTube Edit. Get a scooter. Dude, I wished. You know my financial situation. I can't afford to go out and buy a magazine with a picture of a scooter in it. I have found a lot of little scooters in the area for sale, but you know, until that wealthy benefactor shows up that wants to give me, you know, benefact benefits, then I gotta walk it. It's gonna be real fun this winter, though. It's gonna be real fun this winter because they're calling for a crappy winter up here. So they said we're overdue about 9 years for a shitstorm. So I'm yeah, they're saying there's a good possibility because of the weather patterns this summer. How, you know, we got really hot early, then cooled way down, then got really hot again and cooled way down. That we can expect a turd storm this winter. Lower than normal temperatures, lower or higher than normal snowfall. It's gonna be fun. Not. We're addicted to be broke. Mm-hmm. In like 15 years, I'm expecting to open a business. Well, I'm still expecting to open my pizza business up. You know, the building is still sitting vacant. Um, that I've been wanting to get my hands on. They only want 50 for the building, and I'll own it outright. I'm looking at another 10 to get it ready for operation. That includes painting it and everything. And then uh, 10 or so in supplies and stuff to open the doors up. So, and we'll be the only business in town that delivers, and people are really wanting that. Not to mention, I've made a great name for myself on the customer basis in this town, and they know I won't decrease the size or increase the price. When I open up, it's going to stay that way. I'm praying for a lot of snow this winter. Would love to have a white Christmas. In 15 years, I expect to be dead. Tony, don't say shit like that, dude. I don't expect you to be dead. I'm still going to be going strong in 15 years. Blind as a bat, but I'm going to be strong. How was Ghostbusters movie you watched on movie night with your wife? Amazing. It was amazing. I'm waiting for, October to come up because we're going to watch like all of them. We're going to take a day or a series of evenings, and we're just going to keep watching them. Right now, she's on a Lord of the Rings kick, so we had to watch the three Hobbit movies, and then last night started Lord of the Rings again. So I don't know. She told me, she said, you ought to be proud you got me hooked on this stuff. Now, when we start one, I have to watch all of them. Like, yeah, 18 hours of movies spread out over a week. Anytime government raises minimum wage, everything goes up. Maybe they should stop raising minimum wage. Oh, I love that. I would hope you're able to achieve your dreams. If you ever get famous, just know I was one of your first supporters. And I do appreciate that. One of these days, see, I'm a real big fan of, there's a TV show, and depending upon your locations or where you're at, on Roku TV, on the Roku channel, there's a show called The Pizza Show. And, he travels all around the country going to these different pizza locations. I mean, none of the big corporate chains, but, mom and pop stores or one of a kinds and stuff like that. And he showcases, the how they do things and stuff like that. I would love to be on that show just once. And, he could say, after 30 years in the pizza business, after 30 years of becoming a quality pizza chef, he finally achieved his dream. And, it just sends shivers down my back. Tony, I don't believe it. You're keeping up with your health. Yep, you sure are. What the hell? Go back. When I was a kid, I heard of that pizza show. It's a good show. It's a good show. I really enjoy it. Good morning, Santee, you ornery, no good, card cheating, whiskey swilling, dusty old hat wearing son of a buck. Well, thank you, Sands. I really appreciate that. As a kid, I dreamed of becoming an auto mechanic until I became one. That sounds like my dad. When I was a teenager and we rebuilt my 67 Fairlane, and I mean, the old man worked for a month to get that old barn find to even start, let alone drive well enough he could drive it home. And then we took all the chrome off of it. We started disassembling the motor, and I had such a good time with my dad rebuilding that old 289 that I told him I want to become a mechanic like you when I graduate. And he flat out told me, no, you need to get a real job. You need to get a job where you're actually going to make something. And I'm sitting here looking at myself now and thinking, wow, I probably should have listened because I ain't making nothing now. I tend to not look sideways at you. After 10 years of turning wrenches, it became a job. I may be a teenager, but I'm great at spades. On being a mechanic. Oh, being a mechanic is a real job. Not according to the old man after, 30 years of doing it. But you got to understand too that my dad, when he went into the service in the early 60s, my dad had already rebuilt and sold probably 5 or 6 cars. And he went into the service, become a missile expert, came out of the service, went to work for RCA Electronics, and wasn't there 6 months when one of the guys that had bought one of his cars when he was like 16 had opened a Ford dealership. And he came to my dad. He says, I want you to be my service manager. My dad's like, I have no experience. And, Lowell told him, you have all the experience I need. And my dad was there for 40 years as a service manager. So believe me, between turning wrenches at home, turning wrenches there, watching the other 8 guys turn wrenches for 40 years, he decided it wasn't a job worth having. Hey, Elvis, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Here, I'll be back. Going to make edit. Thank you, Sands. I appreciate that. Intros definitely help. Santi, did you get your computer fixed? Actually, Jared King TV is sending me his laptop that he used quite a while ago when his phone went down. He's seen the post that I had made the other day, and he is sending me. Yeah, matter of fact, it's already in the mail. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. So that's why I keep looking down, because I'll show you, because I showed everybody earlier. This is what I'm working with now. Not exactly the biggest or most well seen thing out there. So as soon as that computer gets here, as long as I have the right cord that I need, I'll get it hooked up and get the big 36-inch monitor operational again, and I won't have to do this. Oh, goodness gracious! I don't think I missed anybody. I think I've got everybody on here. Service managers I have known didn't turn wrenches at all. Man, my dad did. My dad was not the one who stood there at his table and done paperwork. He'd be right out there amongst the guys. I mean, he got his uniforms exchanged as much as the guys did, getting them all greasy and oily, crawling under cars, whatever the case may be. I remember back in the 80s. You guys remember the Pontiac Fiero? The first year the Pontiac Fiero was on the market, that Pontiac never released a schematic on how to work on them. And one girl, her dad had bought her a Fiero, and she was going to drive back and forth to Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. And he wanted it tuned up. He wanted a spark plug change. He wanted that thing running like a dime so his little girl made it safe back and forth. And Pontiac hadn't released any information on the Fiero. They wanted you to bring it strictly to a Pontiac dealership. Well, the old man was not going to pay that price at the Pontiac dealership, so he brought it to my dad and my dad's guys. And dad kept saying, hold off on it. I need to research it. Hold off. I need to research it. And the mechanic, of course, didn't listen to my dad. He wasn't employed very long there after this. The only way they could find to replace the spark plugs, since the spark plugs were on the bottom of the motor under the frame, was to pull the motor. So after a $900 spark plug change, my dad finally found somebody that worked for Pontiac that was willing to give him the secret. And there are 4 hidden bolts in the frame that you take out and remove these 2 steel plates, and that exposes the spark plugs. It would have been 2 hours worth of work instead of 12 hours worth of work. Like I said, that mechanic wasn't there very long after that. The one saving grace about my old job was it was everything from cars, trucks, tractors, trailers. I built buildings, did all the shit that needed done. Love my Dollar Tree glasses. I know, I like these things. And they only cost me $1. Actually got them at Family Dollar, but yeah, Family Dollar is owned by Dollar Tree, so yeah, pretty good there. Only way to make a lot of money is to provide a service and overcharge. That's true. Very, very true. Well, it looks like our viewers are dropping down now. We've been at this about 45 minutes. So, but that's okay. It's Labor Day. People have got family coming over. People are going to cook out. I got the cornhole game set up. I put up well, let me rephrase that. I hand built a volleyball net yesterday after I got everything done with the wood and everything outside. I put up a volleyball net so if the girls wanted to play volleyball or uh, badminton today, they could do that. So I got to go out, set up the awning, take the tables out to get them set up. Then I have to run to the store. I might run to the store first. That's going to be the fastest thing. I got to run, uptown to the store, carry everything back, get the cucumber tomato salad made, get the hamburger thawed out for the burgers. It's going to be fun. It's a lazy day. Where did you say you lived again? Southwest Michigan. I'm about 15 minutes north of the Indiana line. None of my Cadillacs ever had. God damn it. Number of force plugs on the rear end stripped out, coming out. Jeez, who criminy. Worst engine ever made. I liked how that 4.1 performed But to work on that thing, yeah. Uh, oh, goodness gracious sakes. Yep, and the wife can't figure out why I don't like newer cars. I actually found a car the other day, guys, and another one of them situations where you wish you had a little bit of something in the bank that you could use for splurging. I found a 1961 Cadillac sitting right down the road down here for $1,000. And first thing I thought of, chopping the top in half, moving it all the way back to the end of the tailgate or of the trunk, building the side windows and the new roof, welding it all in, grinding it down, painting it white. This thing's already white. Painting it white, making the back end where you could lift the trunk and actually lift that piece of the roof up with it, and making an Ecto out of it. Since Danny's talking about selling his Ecto Jeep, making an Ecto out of it so we can run it in all the parades and stuff around here. Because you can go out and I've got the equipment right out here in the shed to build the whole roof piece for the Ecto from Ghostbusters. And I've got friends here in town that do electronics and stuff like that, so they can do all the wiring and everything for me. They can download the sirens for me, the lights. I've got some lights out in the shed, but not a lot of them. But what was the condition of the car? This car looks like it's been stored in a garage its whole life. It don't ever look like it's been on the road. I mean, it has, but the body on this car is cherry. Cherry. I really don't mind the OBD, computer stuff, more modern cars. Looking for a muscle car. Cheaper to buy a Hot Wheel. Probably would be, but at the same time, you can't drive a Hot Wheel in a parade, and you can't drive a Hot Wheel to your investigations and stuff, and you can't drive a Hot Wheel to the children's hospitals or stuff like that. The Kalamazoo Ghostbusters and the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, to which I'm a member of both, can go out and do. No, I can't drive. I can't drive, but I have people who can. They only went out. I know the people that are having it, or I know the people that have it. Believe me, there's nothing fishy to it. I've heard it run. I've seen it moved. Yeah, they just want to get rid of it. I'm looking for a 90 Chevrolet with single. Huh. Interesting, Tony. That's really kind of funny because I know a person. You're wanting a 90 Chevrolet though. See, I know a guy that's got an 80. Um, yeah, an 80 Chevrolet. Uh, step side. Step side. and that thing runs like a top. That thing runs like a top. He drives it in a lot of parades around here. We had a pink Hearst growing up. Oh wow. See, I'd like to find a Hearst, but you know, if you can't find a station wagon, you make one. It's a little longer than 6 foot. I do know that the bed is a little longer than 6 foot. It might be 8 foot because I've been in the bed helping them move things around on a parade and stuff like that, and it's longer than I am, and I'm almost 6 foot. I'm only what 5 inches short of 6 foot, and there's a good foot and a half or 2 foot from my height to the length of the bed. I wish I'd known you when I was selling my old pickup. It was a 95 single cab 8 foot bed. 8 foot step sides are scarce. Yeah, because I knew somebody else that had an old Chevy gunmetal gray, primer gray step side, and it was only a 6 foot. I couldn't extend my hands up above my head without my feet touching the tailgate. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You don't see very many 8 foot step sides. You don't see station wagons on the road anymore or custom vans. No, you're right. Um, the wife's aunt and uncle that we have out here in the pop up in the front yard waiting on their apartment, which they move into next week. Um, they had a Ford Econoline van, burgundy and black, and they hadn't been out here a week till Uncle Clark was driving it home one evening from work, and somebody stopped at a stop sign and then punched it and broadsided him right in the passenger side, caved the doors in, totaled the van, bent the frame. So now they're driving around a brown Chevy pickup, full size. I have a 99 Suburban that can be an engine and tranny donor. Gotta love them Suburbans, man. Those things will last to hell and back. And if you treat it right, it'll drive you straight through hell and back. So never had a GMC van. I've had Ford Econolines. I've had Chevy vans. Never. Well, no, I take that back. We didn't own the Chevy van, but we had borrowed it from some friends. I didn't like it as much as the Ford Econoline, but God, that was years ago. My God, what was I? 20, 23, 24 years old. Hey, Ty. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Michigan eats vehicles up. It's rough on them. I mean, not as rough as going up and down the hills and stuff, in other states. But weather wise and the crap they put on the road in the wintertime and stuff like that, oh, yeah, it's rough. That is one thing that I miss about the red mud down south, and the chemical that they put on the road. Instead of putting salt down, they put that. It's a living bacteria that they dump on the roads down, especially in Tennessee, and it will just eat the ice and everything away, and then it don't refreeze. Up here, as soon as that sand it dissolves and it melts the ice, temperatures drop, it refreezes. I've had a couple of GMC products for twin I beams. Shit. I've had a couple of GMC products. Always had good luck with them. With a capital shit. Yep. Oh man. Now this is weird. Not having that screen up there. I cannot wait for that computer to get here. Sitting here, look. I keep wanting to turn my head like this. Uh, Never ran across an old twin I beam that didn't need rebuilt. New vehicles, a 35-cent fuse can strand you. Oh, definitely. And that's one reason I'm not crazy about these new cars, especially the setup on them. On the wife's car. Um, if you can't get into the engine compartment to look for the connection, you have to remove a computer terminal that sits on top of the battery. You have to unbolt it and take part of the inside cowl loose to unbolt this thing to move it to the side to reach the terminals on the battery. Now, thanks to a little ingenuity and a friend, we have got a positive and negative attachment that comes up beside that computer terminal now, so we don't have to remove it to, yeah, carry fuses and a code reader. I keep telling the wife we need to invest in a code reader, but she just goes to AutoZone and has it read. You have to be a contortionist to look or reach anything. Oh, tell me about it. Or, run the risk of taking pieces off and not being able to get them to get set back on right. It's terrible working on these cars now. It's got a black box for this and a black box sitting here and a black box sitting here. And yeah, it's nuts. If you intend to really work on your own, spend at least $400 on a code reader or break shit all plastic. Yeah, yeah. I've seen people do that too. Try to try to take a piece out or something like that, and you wind up snapping it because it's cheap, crappy plastic. And I think that's why a lot of companies don't want you working on your own cars. They want you taking them to a dealership and paying $100 an hour in labor costs minimum. Minimum. That way it's guaranteed work and warranted. Since I have OnStar because my car is newer, I just push the blue button and have them read the code. There you go. That is complete. Well, thank you, Sands. I appreciate that. Need to bring back old style headlights. Dude, tell me about it. Tell me about it. The wife's driver's side headlight went out on her car quite a few months ago. and we've been to 3 different locations and told them the year, make, model, engine size, everything of her car, and all 3 places have given us the wrong damn headlight. All of them. Explain that. This will be my last year as Wild Bill Hickok for Calamity Jane Days. Explanation not appropriate on here. Oh. Time to get your hair cut short again. And or let your hair grow long and just play Calamity Jane. Because, well, I said so. Oh, got to go back down here. A good reader will allow you to test individual componentry while in the vehicle. Need to bring back old style everything. Amen. Old stuff will not get the economy and longevity of computer stuff. Good morning, Drew. Good morning, David. Good to see you, man. Hope you saw my comment on that Black Cat video yesterday. I've got to get with you and you know, see how hard it would be to make a brand new theme for the channel. When I go looking for music for the channel, especially for intros and stuff like that, I like to use the family members in the channel. I like to highlight their professional work. It just seems right. See the news about mosquitoes spreading a new virus. Yeah, triple E. Equine encephalitis something. Yeah, they've had a few deaths from it already. Luckily, it's still out east. Massachusetts, I think, is where it's reared its ugly head. Terrible disease. Terrible disease. Good morning, everyone. Back in the pre-electronic age, 100%, 100,000 was vehicle's life. Like 300K a day. Camera is sideways. Yeah, I can't fix it until I have no clue why, because it's even showing on here that it's not sideways. So no clue. I'll tell you what, just for giggles, we're going to turn this puppy this way. And then we're going to fall down. Because there's nothing there to hold it. Oh, bloody hell, come on. Nope, it's going back the other way. Clamps broke for the phone holder up here, and it will not support the weight of the phone. So there you go. I hope I don't have. I feel pretty bad. I got bit by a mosquito a couple days ago. Started feeling sick, but it's gotten worse. I was going to go hunting this morning, but I ain't ready for chiggers. Working for Papa Carrie, but I'll catch rerun. Hey, Carrie, good to see you, man. Long time no see. Sorry about it being sideways, guys. Like I said, the clamp is broken. Something else I need to figure out how to replace. Yep, that's not going to do it. Something else I need to figure out how to replace is a clamp, so we can actually be right way up again. I still look askew. I always look askew, man. You know that. I did a whole investigation in a cemetery once, and the video came out sideways. Luckily, I was able to correct the problem with Filmora. Yeah, I've got no problem with the videos, but for some reason, when I set up the live stream, the first thing it asks you is, do you want vertical or horizontal view? And it's even showing on the screen up here as the correct wide angle. But for some reason, this device or YouTube or whatever switched it back to vertical again. So I got no bloody clue. That's what I kind of meant. I'm going to bed. It's 8:36. I've been up all night. Yeah, it's a Galaxy. A nice Galaxy. I mean, it works. My old one never failed me. But I'll have to investigate after the video, because the only way I had to fix it was to shut the video stream down and start over again. So your device may not support it. It does. It does. 8:36. That means, yeah, yep, because it's 9:36 here, 9:37. So, all right, Sands, you go get yourself some rest, and we will catch you. Well, video premiering tomorrow, around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock noon your time, or I'm sorry, 10 o'clock your time. And then another one on Thursday, another one on Sunday, and then I'll be back again next Monday morning at 7 a.m. your time. So go get some rest, and we'll catch you later, bud. It's a glitch that happens with the Galaxy J2 I used to film with. Huh. Oh well, go figure. Just for the giggles of it, I'm going to look at something here real quick. Maybe. Can I get this to... Maybe. Possibly. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see how long that lasts. I ate a cannabis edible last night to help with sleep. Did nothing for me. Sorry about that, bud. I know it's a pain. It's definitely a pain. There's a free sample from my niece's husband, so I was out no money. Everything says it's filming horizontally, but the video comes out vertical sometimes, so it has to be a glitch with the orientation sensor. Yeah, no idea. All I know is I've been filming um, my intros and stuff, my intros and outros to the videos the last few days with this one since my old one finally died after our, like I said, when I got that thing, it was already outdated and I've had it for 5 years, 6 years. So the screen finally went out. I was able, thank God, to save my memory card. So um, all of my stuff was on the memory card. I was able to transfer it over to this one. Um, but I'm still working out the little glitches. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. I was curious about the effects of on pain management, but got nothing. Well, I mean, you tried. That's always the important thing, especially with us old dogs. Man, is trying new things. Um, I don't get a lot of. I don't do anything with edibles. We have in the past, but much like with you, it didn't really do much. I mean, I think the pill that the daughter takes before she goes to bed is more effective than those edibles are, because her pill actually put her to sleep and she'll stay asleep. Where these edibles, they'll knock you out within 45 minutes or so, or at least make you relax enough you can go to sleep. And then, yeah, you wake right up. Um, Everybody's uploading new video. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning, dear. Debbie, well, I take narcotic pain meds and they do work fairly well. That's good. At least you're getting some help somewhere. It seems like going to sleep sometimes is the hardest part of it. Staying asleep's not an issue, it's getting to sleep. If you're anything like me, the old ticker is just constantly moving, constantly moving. You're always thinking about things. With me, it's what's business going to be like tomorrow? What am I going to do this next video about? How am I going to be able to do this or be able to do that? You know, Mine's always moving. So it's really hard for me to relax enough to actually be able to go to sleep. Once I get to sleep, yep. Yeah, I have sleep disorder where I do not enter REM sleep, either full on or full off. I do not dream. Well, I could imagine there's probably several psychologists out there that would love to examine your brain, because they actually say that our REM sleep, our dream state, is what keeps us mentally healthy. Just like they say, a person who can't sleep can usually only go 10 or 11 days before they start to lose their sanity. Um, I used to be that way when I was younger. I would stay up, no issues at all, have no problem staying up 3 or 4 days. And then when I finally did go to bed, I would still only sleep 7 or 8 hours. Um, but I had my real bad bout with insomnia about 18 years ago, 17 years ago, and I was up for 7 days and went to went to the hospital, and they gave me the strongest thing they could give me without going through a prescription to go to sleep. They even told me, don't try to drive, don't try to operate machinery, take the pill, lay down, you'll be out within a half hour, and you'll sleep for 12 straight hours. And I got home, I took the pill, and um, I laid there. It took me about 2 hours to go to sleep, and I woke back up about what, 2.5, 3 hours later, and I was up for another 2 days. Um, so yeah, and I'm here to tell you, I was losing my crackers. I was starting to hallucinate. I was hearing things. I was seeing things. Oh yeah. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. I try to look cool for you guys. Try to dress up, at least from the waist up. I'm still wearing my sweatpants that I slept in last night, but at least I look nice up here. Um, Struggled with insomnia for years too. I was an amphetamine addict as a teen. Not sure if that was what caused the disorder, but staying awake for 4 days was pretty common. The fact that I could read 5, 7 books a week. Yep. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left, guys, and I have got to hit it. I've got a lot of stuff to do today. Like I said, I got to get off here, go to the store to pick up cucumber. I'm gonna take change, see if I can grab some hot dogs. Um, I've got to get the pop up set up, get the tables out there, get the speaker out there, get everything squared away and ready for this little shindig for Labor Day. Um, Hopefully, people bring things. I might lose my cool if they don't. Um, Tobacco, 5, 7 books a day. Yes, jacked on uppers and read books. Read and watch horror movies. I read a lot of classic literature. Give your best to everyone. We'll talk soon. Oh, I will, Jan. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Does anyone have a lighter? I had to take one from the wife this morning because my little dollar baby Yoda lighter that I've been carrying around for 2 weeks has finally cost me a whole whopping dollar. Lasted me 2 weeks. I found that I retained shit pretty well when I was fucking. I got a few. Debbie want me to light your fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. be a be quite the long distance fire lighting there from central Illinois to Australia. It was a lame joke, but what you gonna do? That's what I said. Australia. Good morning, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. I got a free lighter when I buy 5 packs of my little double diamond cigars. They don't even give free lighters down here at the gas station anymore. They used to give us those see-through crack lighters. Um, the ones you can pop the silver off of and turn the flame till it shoots about that high out of the top of the lighter. They used to give us one of those when you'd buy 4 or 5 packs of cigarettes, and we don't even get those anymore. Hell, those things are $1.75 a piece down there now. They're not going to give away that. Hell, I got 4 Zippos on my desk here. I've got a couple collector Zippos around here, like older models. I think I've got a 3 and um, a 3 and a 5 series. I don't use them. I've got Zippo float around here, but I don't use the Zippos because if something ever happens to me, hopefully the wife can find a collector. Um, I reside near a large cemetery. It's a peaceful night, and the neighbors are dead quiet. Best kind of neighbors you could hope for. The kind that are dead quiet, especially in the cemetery. If you live next to a big cemetery and your neighbors aren't dead quiet, Danny and I are available to fly to Australia and come to your cemetery and try to give them a little bit of rest. But you got to pay for our plane tickets. We're both poor. We're available, but we're poor. So yeah, just finished cleaning and prepping the camper yesterday. Doing great, my friend. Good, 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 good. Said Debbie, you ever did anything in a cemetery? Over 1 million of them. Ah, you've told me about that cemetery. Yeah, you've told me about how huge that cemetery is. You're welcome anytime as my guest. My house is 8 bedroom and 4.5 bathrooms. Wow. Available and poor. Correct. Yeah, we're both there. I was telling everybody earlier, Danny, that a guy right down the road from me here's got an old Cadillac for sale. White. It's not got the big fins on the back or anything like that, but it's an older Cadillac. And the first thing I thought of is, man, I wish I had the money. I would buy that. I would cut the roof, extend it all the way back to the back of the trunk lid, put the weld in new steel and windows and stuff on it, make it where when you lift the trunk, the back end of the roof lifts up, turn it into an ecto. Gets pretty bad. You know you're a Ghostbuster when you look at an old car like that that's not made anything like the ecto, but you automatically right off the bat start examining ways in your mind of making it an ecto. That's how you know you're a dedicated Ghostbuster. Yes, it's over 300 hectares with over 1 million graves, the largest Gothic Victorian cemetery in the world. I got a goodly amount money in the bank at the moment. It's light, phone, and water. Bill will solve that, yeah. Tell me about it. I visit my loved ones who are buried there all the time. Every unique car I see. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, that ain't where I was going, but cool. God, Tony. Jeez, you criminy, Tony. Wow. Give them books and give them books, and all they do is eat the pages. Oh no, no! Don't make him pull his mind out of the gutter. He's no fun then. We like gutter Tony. It's okay. Everybody's used to gutter Tony. If he starts being good, then everybody's gonna think there's something wrong. So leave him in the gutter. Leave him in the gutter. Oh goodness gracious! About a minute and a half. Time always flies. Time always flies. I'm only 7 minute walk from funeral home. Ghosts come with the territory. Literally. Yep. In my youth, the local cemetery is where we went to party. I always knew a lot of kids that partied in the cemeteries and done other things in the cemeteries. I just never really got into that. Call it a respect thing. I don't know. I don't know. Why don't monsters? Why don't monsters eat ear? Why don't monsters ear ghosts? Why don't monsters eat ghosts? I don't know. Why not, Danny? They taste like sheep. And on that note, boys and girls, Bah. On that note, we're going to end this one so I can get busting on this Labor Day stuff for the wife so she comes home and is happy. Um, you guys all have yourselves a good day. Have a good week. And don't forget, we got the regular videos coming out tomorrow, Thursday, and Sunday. And I will be back here again Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same bald time, same bald station. Vitzi, good morning and happy Labor Day to you as well. You guys all have good job on those songs too, David. I'm really liking those. I'm watching regularly, so every time I see a new one pop up. So you guys all take care. Happy Labor Day. If you got plans with the family or something, I hope everything goes well. But y'all take care and have an amazing day. And we will catch you later. Y'all take care.